Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Strafe Gal. Last episode was quite the problem, I guess. It's a bit of a mess, and I'm hoping that this one starts picking up a little bit better. We'll see how this works out. So, in addition to two of my main party members leaving, and one of my advisors, all three of which were also on my council. The ones who left also took their stuff with them, which I didn't think about until we actually got to this point. So those characters are in limbo for the time being, with a slim chance that they won't come back as long as I keep up on all the quests. They should be fine, but for now, that's where we're at. For the time being, I swapped to this party partially because Ekondio covers a lot of bases. Having the wolf as a second or as another pseudo frontliner and having him in the back to do damage kind of makes up for the lack of Amiri for damage. And Harim also helps take up some of that frontline damage soaking, which is important. Also reminds me I need to check his spells. Because yeah, he doesn't have anything prepped for his high level spells yet. Oh crap. I mean, I guess we'll go farm since he's in the front, and then heal because heal's really important. I think we found out from last time that Breath of Life doesn't seem like it's really worth it most of the time. So let's do... You know, if I prep Righteous Might a couple times, I can use it more often. Righteous Might's a really powerful spell. It only lasts a little while, but for what he uses it for, it's really good. It's the standard 4th levels. Remove blindness and prayer currently. It's probably not bad. Let's just do another prayer. 2 Find Traps and Lesser Restoration. That's probably about right, actually. Just kind of glancing through here real quick, and I'm not seeing anything else that's really jumping out at me as something that would be good to have. Mostly because Brim's not a primary caster. He's going to be in the front line. He's going to take attacks of opportunity for casting most of the time. So having these utility spells is probably for the best. And we'll just continue with that trend. Just so we've got that for the next time he... rests, which should be fine. Got resist energy. Let's also go protection from energy. And spike breath seems fine. If you recall, one of the reasons I grabbed Ekondio is because Ember picked up animal growth as a 5th level spell, which gives makes the Ekondio's wolf even bigger. and should be very powerful as a buff spell, especially since I don't actually use Fire Snake that much. Just as a quick overview, because I haven't changed that much yet. I gave Ember the Shroud of Abaddon, basically gives resistance to all elements, and most of the rest is pretty straightforward. Don't have a Dex-Con belt to give her, so we're just going Dex. Valerie gets just a base +2 to Strength and Con because the +4 is not available. Well, I take that back. Grim has the +4 because he's worse than Valerie in every regard with physical stats. Basically just gave her what she's had for the most part. I also gave her Nobleman's Amusement in case I ever need her to use a bow, because it gives point blank and precise. Grim, Mental Perfection, so he gets the actual Charisma bonus to help with his channels, in addition to Wisdom, which he already has pretty good. He's got the Dragon Scale Plate, Amulet of Natural Armor +3, and Ring of Protection +3, because he's generally the weakest frontliner as far as... Basically, I want him to be able to be tanky. So, I figure that works. Knock Knock is basically equipped the same as he was. I gave him Paragon of Winter. Seems kind of like a weird choice, but the vulnerability to fire shouldn't matter because his reflex save is so stupidly high. Most fire spells use reflex saves. And he has evasion and spell resistance from Ring of Security. Cloak of Shadows, so he's going to be super, super stealthy. And I went with a Robe of Water because it's pretty. Actually, it's because I noticed that the Cloak of Shadows was blue. That's really the only reason. I'm genuinely being serious. Echodio gets the Belt of Dexterity 6, which bumps him up to... He's still not as high as Knock Knock, and Knock Knock's only got the 4. I gave him the Ring of the Beast King, which gives Animal Companion a +2 to Strength and Dex. Other than that, he's pretty straightforward. He's not building... he and Lindsay, I'm not even bothering to even try and really boost their AC. And Lindsay's built pretty much the same as she has been, with the hat, the ring, and the necklace that kind of work in this weird little pattern to give her stupid high skill checks. So, that's where we're at. I don't think you missed much else. I didn't really level any of these guys up. It was mostly an equipment switch. I just hadn't used Harim and Ekondio since they leveled up, so I didn't have their spells. And just so you're aware, this is where the Amiri quest is. We also have Harim quest here. Knock Knock quest here. And the Tristian quest here. So my plan is kind of just to make this top loop first. This one is supposed to be time sensitive, so we're doing this first. I'm not actually sure if it's time sensitive or if it just is sensitive in the same way that some of the other quests have been, you pick between two, but I'm not taking any risks. It's the guide I was looking at straight up said, if you do this, or if you don't do this quest, you actually get penalized pretty hard. If you do this quest first, you're fine. Random encounter. There's someone on the road. New Marians have gone on stream.
I tire.
Okay. Do a quick camp. Crap. Echodio. Mood and love of solitude mystically reduces the party's chance of attracting monsters. That's great. Okay, we're gonna go Haggis because it's Harem's favorite, and basically just hope that we don't crash and burn here. So I'm probably still going to need to readjust menu bars, or quick link bars for Harem and Echodio, and formation. Better accommodate the strategy we're using. So let's do that real quick. Let's put the wolf here. I'm gonna put knock knock kind of back a little bit, and then we'll just have Harem here. And I'm gonna have these two switch because these two should have mirror image up at all times.
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh my. Bone Shatter, Harm, Lost Righteous Might, and Prayer here, sure. Action from Energy, Communal. Chilling over here. Movement, neutralize poison. Restoration. Yeah, no, that looks good. And Echodio should be pretty straightforward. Ori. These two, spike growth. Sure. Okay. Okay. What's the plan? Sure. Neat. This makes me feel slightly better. Okay. Okay. Pull this just so we don't end up getting screwed over. Wasting it on small things.
What's that?
I never would have expected to have a stealth mission with Amiri as part of this. Also, I'm just glad that she's back.
Ah!
What?
Pathetic. Tie the girl. She'll be executed after the battle, so everyone can see what happens to those who stand in Armag's way. Now, continue the battle. Armag must leave. No one dares object. It's important. The most important thing in the world.
Yeah, I feel like we should have another shot at that. Okay, we're gonna try this again. So I have a feeling I should have saved. Probably saved frequently. Looks like we actually need to complete this stealth mission without getting caught to successfully do what we're doing. Which is fine. It's doable. We just need to be smart. A little more patient. And maybe actually like use the stealth feature. Darn it.
Keep your eyes open.
Same things. Okay. We have access to our inventory. Awesome. As I realized that I totally forgot to not take all the random crap there. And I was going to do this just in case.
What's that? I
Okay,
need a
so we know that
challenge.
step. That step's good. Save.
Let's go. An ambush, eh? On my way.
Crap. Okay. So there's no chance at that. That one, there's a chance. We need to take out the sister, and we just saved. So let's try this. See what happens. Okay. Now we know.
I need a challenge.
Into Armag's tent. Nice.
An ambush, eh? Let's go.
I mean,
On my way.
how much time she got left on that? 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. Crap.
An ambush, eh?
Nice.
Smells like blood. Yes, blood. Who dare shed blood here without first calling Armagh? The 6 bears crawled to Armagh on their bellies, begging for his protection. And this is how they repay the Tiger Lord's hospitality? The girl killed the sister. Armagh demands payment in blood. So be it. Armagh and the girl will fight before the eyes of Gorum, like in ancient times. One-on-one. Everyone, gather now. Draw the circle so
Nice.
we may fight. Blood for blood.
Tear them apart! This won't kill me.
She's supposed to be able to beat him.
Weak. Pathetic. Tie the girl. She'll be executed after the battle, so everyone can see what happens to those who stand in Armagh's way. Now, continue the battle. Armagh must leave. No one dares object. It's important. The most important thing in the world.
Huh. Yeah, apparently we're not, or it's really, really, really hard to actually win that, so I'm not sure what's going on, but, or impossible. Hey, falcatas, I like those.
Did it without breaking it.
I knew I could count on you. The battle's about to begin, and I won't lie. Without your reinforcements, this battle would be hard on us. You tell a strange tale. Who are these sisters? Why did the Tiger Lords attack us in the first place? This sounds less like a conditional war than a bloody hecatomb. It's like the true reason behind this battle is to sacrifice as many people as possible, on both sides, in the name of some grim deity. I'm glad you're an adventurer first and a ruler second in this instance. Perhaps, with the information you've obtained, we'll be able to avoid a slaughter. Cautiously, I'll draw my forces to yours and begin a slow advance against the enemy. If your contacts spoke true, they should retreat. As for you, your best option is to return to their main camp. If all went as planned, you'll find Armagh's body there. If not, then bring that adventurer's instinct to the fore and improvise. Abadar guide you. Do your best. I'd really like to see you again. In this world, I mean.
I generally like Jumanji, outside of some of the stuff that they've kind of implied. Okay. Did see a note that said something about grabbing or looting along the way because he can't get back to it. And they have all kinds of shinies and some magic. Nothing that we're gonna use, but stuff to sell at least.
Grotus awaits us.
Follow my lead.
Okay.
I know the way.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
Bears. Just a +2 belt. Masterwork. Wow. So much crap.
Each step brings us closer to the end. To the dust you will go.
Oh my. Should be fine. Ekundayo, focus on that. Knock knock.
Knock knock used to lighting enemies on fire first.
And Harem. This way. Ember. Let's do some bone shatter on the hill giant.
That one went deep.
This spell doesn't work like
Not hide from me.
Knife time.
I wish I could actually see his HP.
Be on guard.
It's actually really annoying.
Just letting the ink dry.
51. 70 something out of 150. 100. 25. Let's do Cure Light. I wish there was an option to just loot all from one person. Instead of either all or having to do it just one at a time.
I'll go ahead.
Who's there? Lamage too?
Serves you right.
Let us strike as one.
Nowhere to run.
Well then. Great. Valerie, Okpo.
Do not falter.
Let's have
Be easier if you not fight back. Come here, Bax. Knock knock stab.
There we go. Unfortunately, Ember's kind of right in the middle of things. Let's have Okpo and let's have Ekundayo focus on that. Knock Knock and Harem
Your life ebbs low.
focus on that guy. Ekundayo can do that. Okpo there. Ember needs to cast Mirror Image because I totally spaced that off, as does Lindsay. I totally spaced that off. Yeah,
Miserable. Last chapter.
she'll be okay. We'll get her back up. Um,
Onwards.
Knock knock used to lighting enemies on fire.
there we go.
Be easier if you not fight back.
Poison. Oops. Whatever. As long as I don't end up super over on weight, I should be fine. Which I'm fine. So actually, let's just do that and see how bad it goes. Nope, we're still fine.
Patience.
Focus on the goal.
Anything is possible.
I'm open to your orders. Inimosi travisi. Aborare sentes.
All according to
It
plan.
was not in vain.
Just to make sure that that's not a key item or something that I missed. In fact, actually, let's just do a sweep this way.
I did it. I did.
Laser restoration here.
Magritium turinos.
Esmo, Axe, yes.
Okay.
I know the way.
Tomb of Armag, okay. Okay. First off, fall, not to mention your Bernie, Dugath. Good to see you again. Elak. Awesome. Ooh. That is one of the absolute best items.
I did it. I did.
If you didn't see the text in the bottom right corner, scroll by. That was a Ring of Evasion, which is if you make a reflex save, you take no damage instead of half. Unfortunately, it's a ring slot. However, also here is a quiver for Ekundio. Makes all of his weapons, or all of his arrows, cold iron.
Follow me.
I'm not sure where Jamandi is. Probably back where we started.
Not breaking it.
Child of the Wind. +3 heavy shield. Increases the wielder's speed by 10 feet. Nice.
Oh, sorry. Was lost in thought.
Not sure if that's better or not. Actually, I think it is. Oh.
The barbarians have retreated. Congratulations, my friend. You've managed the best kind of victory. A bloodless one.
I mean, we killed like several dozen dudes, but
A brilliant victory, Baroness. I've no doubt that the noble house you will found will in time gain great glory, and bards will sing its praises in every tavern. An ally's duty is such a funny thing. One who seemed to be your ally just yesterday may easily refuse to honor such debts tomorrow. And sometimes allies can become enemies due to the tiniest of disagreements.
Perhaps
Don't I
for
know
those
it.
who consider honor to be an empty word and confuse real nobility with the length of their family history. Some people are willing to bow before any scoundrel, so long as that scoundrel's lineage is long enough. But a person's actions are what show if someone is truly noble. The deeds of the Baroness in her lands are already worthy of legend. She has proven she has the virtues necessary to be not just a Baroness, but to be a true queen.
nice.
Things just keep becoming more interesting with you. So, near Restov's border, where once only impenetrable woods, monster lairs, and bandit dens were found, a real kingdom is emerging?
I haven't the slightest doubt that this woman will become one of the best queens the River Kingdoms have ever known. The feeling is mutual.
And now, let me bid you farewell.
Well, Your Highness, it's time to get ready for the coronation. You'll probably want to restore order within your lands first. As I'm sure you'll agree, it would certainly be odd to hold a celebration with monsters roaming the land and a crazed barbarian chieftain still at large. Once these issues are resolved, I'll be happy to see the region once known as the Stolen Lands become a full-fledged country, led by a truly noble sovereign. One more thing. I've been informed of young Lebeda's escapade. If you wish, I can attempt to avert a scandal by discreetly returning his body to his family for resurrection. Your name will never come up.
No, he kind of betrayed me. I don't really care if it's lawful evil. I can take one hit to my alignment here.
Well, you've every right to feel that way. But if House Lebeda learns of it, well, you can imagine their reaction.
That's their loss.
Till we meet again at your coronation.
They can come for me like you did. I just heard a noise. A glorious noise. Probably only gonna get one more point at 16. So we're gonna keep bumping charisma. 12. I remember Sirocco being decent. I don't remember Hellfire Ray. It looks like it's just kind of a... one ray plus one additional ray. Each ray deals... So this is just gonna do... I mean, it'll do 12d6 to one guy. Which I guess targeted attacks are nice. And there's no... Yeah, that doesn't actually have any rolls. That's evocation, Sirocco's evocation. The other real good option at this level, I mean, normally you'd go with something like Chain Lightning, because it's just a huge effect, but considering that I'm focusing on fire, I don't feel like it's necessarily my best choice. Chains of Light's good, but it's all or nothing. Disintegrate is one of my favorite spells of all time, but it requires both a ranged attack and a saving throw, and I don't have any buffs to that saving throw. Sirocco. Her pool is basically the same as the other one that I don't use much. Yeah, Sirocco is, let's see. Well, that's duration. So Sirocco could actually be really good, or it could be really bad. I think I'm gonna wait and take this a little later. You know what? That's weird. Okay. So chain lightning works kind of like the flame arc. What is that called? Burning arc. Except it does way more damage. So let's see, maximum 20d6 instead of maximum 10d6. Yeah. So right now it doesn't actually do that much different. And this one only goes to 1 enemy per 3 caster levels, whereas chain lightning goes to number of secondary targets equal to your caster level. Yeah, I think we just gotta go chain lightning for our first, even though it's not fire. Hellfire Ray seems okay, but it doesn't really get good until we get a second ray. And Disintegrate would be, or honestly, Disintegrate's probably okay just because it's a 6th level spell. But this is like, this is the next tier of AoE. So right now, most of the time if I use Fire Snake, I'm only hitting one person. Most of the time if I use fire, so I'm using controlled fireballs. Well, actually, no, because I've got controlled fireballs. If I did Disintegrate, that would kind of replace Bone Shatter. This does way more damage, works very similarly, and but if they make the save, then it's just not very good. But her saving throws are already really good. So we're gonna go for it. We're just gonna go for it. I mean, she's adding a +8 on it. So the DC is gonna be, what, 24 at least? So just so you, in case you didn't catch that, Disintegrate does 2d6 per caster level instead of 1. The downside being you have to hit their touch AC with the ray, and they get a fortitude save, or they only take 5d6. But 2d6 means that they're going to means that one attack is about twice as powerful as pretty much anything else I've got. But so much is good against fortitude saves, like giants and stuff. They aren't, though. They aren't. I also don't have a lot. You know what? No. Chain Lightning is more useful. It's a better utility spell. Sticking with it. Stick the landing. Rem gets a level. 12. What's that bump in strength? Religion and looks like perception's kind of been the go-to. I'll need to go spellbook real quick. Grab another heal. Grab another righteous might. By the way, I'm not sure if you caught what he did with Lander. So heal is 10 hit points per level. Harm is the opposite. Instead of healing 10 hit points per level, it deals 10 hit points per level. So he just went up and touched Lander and did 110 damage instantly. Which, even if you make the save, is 55. Bonus combat feat fighter. Let's get her con. You know what? Con doesn't actually help her that much. Like, that's something she's already really good at. I'm half tempted to just bump intelligence and just sweep this. She get a bunch more skill points. I'm also tempted to bump strength again. Yeah, we're gonna go strength. And then she'll get another bump to strength at we'll get another bump to strength at level 16. Continue the bastard sword train. I need to get her a better weapon at some point also. Because right now, I don't know if you saw when I was messing around with it earlier. Actually, I don't remember if I was even on a video when I was doing that or if it was just when I was redoing equipment. I tried giving her, what is it, the Sickle, Chilly Midnight, which is a +3 weapon. And it had the same to hit and and the bastard sword had better damage, despite this being a +3 weapon and that being a +1 weapon, which is neat. Shockingly, he's going rogue. Let's bump his wisdom. Both because it helps with will saves, it helps with perception checks, and also he he did die from getting beat down with wisdom. Rogue talents, let's go. Does he already have Slippery Mind? Or is that something you get later? Must be something later, or something he doesn't get as Knife Master. Let's go Fast Stealth, because I thought he had that, and he doesn't. And his stealth is really good. I can die, Camouflage. Okay. I really don't even feel like bumping his dex is barely feels worth it. Bumping wisdom would give him potentially another spell later, maybe-ish. But it's not going to get him more than a little bit, and it bumps his perception, I suppose, and survival. Which nature's wisdom, yeah. Also, with the way he's currently sitting, he can't actually benefit more from dexterity in a lot of ways. I feel like that's probably for the fine. Bard. She gets Soothing Performance, Mask Cure Serious Wounds, Remove Fatigue, Sicken and Shaken after 4 rounds of continuous performance. One per charisma. One per knowledge world, so we've got that maxed out on at least one person because some of those checks are really hard. Hold monsters, invisible communal. She's a 1 more 4th level spell. Greater invisibility could be really good. Shout gives her another offensive option. But I think at that level she doesn't. She tends to use Cure Crit and occasionally try Hold Monster. Honestly, Break Enchantment's just good to have. Let's just grab that. Just so she's got it as a backup. Break Enchantment is basically gets rid of a lot of negative effects. I didn't use a single haste spell. I thought we were going to have a scarier fight coming up. That's a stupidly high effect. How long does that last? Minute per level? Oh, and she had a last minute per level base, and she must have had the meta magic rod up when she cast it.
I know the way.
I did it. I did.
I'll go ahead.
I see something.
So I believe the hill giants that are here right now are actually, when we did the tabletop of it, we ended up making friends with one of them. I say making friends in a very loose sense, where we tricked him into helping us. However, we were not being terribly considerate about the fact that hill giants are generally evil, and left to their own devices, they will totally just, you know, murder everything. So at first, it worked out. It seemed like it was working out fine, and then we got a report that a hill giant had been eating livestock, because we told him not to eat people. And so he listened to us in terms of, holy crap, that's a lot of diamond dust. So yeah, basically he listened to us and said, oh yeah, no, we won't eat people anymore. So yeah, we ended up having to we felt bad. We didn't want to like just murder him after we'd, you know. Oh.
I'm still here.
After he had you know, been helping us, and we'd, you know,
am prepared to meet my end.
told him, oh, hey, we apparently missed a few. So yeah, we basically went through this whole thing where we had forgotten about him for a while, and then he ended up like, we had to like explain to him that no, he couldn't eat livestock and he couldn't eat people, and it turned into this whole thing where we had to basically come up with a way to explain to him that the animals that were in the pens were not okay, and the animals that were out in the wild were. And then eventually it just got to be too much, so we ended up convincing him to leave. At the time we were fighting with one of our neighbors, and so we convinced him to leave in the general direction of the other country that we were fighting, so he could become their problem. We had a lot of that type of thing, though. We ended up, like, the kobolds ended up being, like, citizens, basically. Like, we had a little outpost of kobolds that we had, like, turned towards, turned away from the evil god they served, and, converted them to the god of mining. Was it Torag, the one that Harim hates, the dwarven god of mining. We're like, yeah, no, you guys like to mine. This guy likes to mine. It's all good. I can't remember what else we had. We had something else that we had come up with that were like monstrous races that we had made our allies at some point. I'm fairly sure we did a lot of things that we weren't necessarily supposed to in that regard. Mostly because our, like, main spokespeople were my Asimar Bard and my friend Matt's Paladin, both of whom had very high charisma. We also had a sorcerer, again, charisma, and except for he had, he just had ridiculously high intimidate. I'm pretty sure we also covered a lot of alignments with those three characters too. Yeah, my character was the Grand Diplomat, which Lindsay is in this game. The Paladin was the king. Great. Well, I really don't want to start another one right now. I feel like I should check in here. For now, let's just camp. And we'll call this one good for now. So, hopefully you are still enjoying. If you are, please give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And as always, have a good one.